Hi guys, welcome back. So finally I think I'm ready to pick my England World Cup team post Six Nations 2023. It's taken me long enough, but yeah, I think I'm there now. I asked for your help in my previous England video about whether England should go for more of a baller team, more of a basics team. That was good fun. Have a look at that if you haven't already. And I asked you to vote on it. And here are the results. You guys are going for more of a baller team, over 60%, but plenty of you saying we need to stick to basics as well. Some really good discussion that helped me form my opinion. And I'd also like to say a massive thank you to all you guys who have subscribed. We've just gone past 20,000 subscribers. I never thought that would happen when I started all those years ago. So just brilliant stuff. Thank you so much. I really enjoy making these videos and reading all those great comments. So if you're not subscribed, please do, because we've got a World Cup year coming up this year, of course. It's going to be great. And one more thing before I get into my team, I want to start making a series about great rugby stories, because maybe most of the fun of rugby is in those stories, those times you have with your teammates, playing, training, socialising, maybe as a fan, maybe touring, whatever it is. There's just some fantastic rugby stories out there, and I'd like to share them with the rest of you out there. So if you've got a great rugby story, please do email it to me on rugbyanalyst@mail.com and say if you're prepared to come on a Zoom call with me, a video call, to discuss that story and really explain it in your own words, because it's so much more fun. It comes alive when the actual person in the story tells it themselves. So do get stuck into that as well. Send me an email if you've got a great rugby story. I'd love to make some good videos about that. So with that being said, let's get into this England team that I would like to see going into the World Cup. Sure, my mind's going to change a bit as we see warm-up games towards the World Cup, but at the moment, this is what I'm thinking. I do agree with the 60% that say England really need to try and be a bit more expansive, because you're not going to beat big teams unless you really go for it. I don't think just playing a straight basics game is going to get it done. If you can have any chance of getting to semis and finals and maybe even winning, who knows. But if you're going to get smashed up front, then all that ball in hand ability, all that running ability is wasted. So it was always going to be a bit of a balance. So let's have a look at this team. And I've definitely taken some chances in certain positions, because I think we need to, because one thing we did learn from the Six Nations is maybe in certain areas we're just not good enough. So we need some of these chances to come good, really. So let's get into the front row. I think Ellis Genge on his day is our best loose head. I think he definitely starts, and if Rapava Ruskin can get fit from his knee surgery, which is probably a big if, I think he's definitely on the bench. If not, I think we're struggling a bit, but I think we need to have some impact there from somewhere. So let's just assume that Rapava Ruskin is fit. At hooker, I don't think George is going to get it done, to be honest. Just being a little bit too limited physically in that athletic stakes. So I'm hoping that Luke Cowan-Dickie comes back fully fit to form, and he has an explosive impact. If he plays to his best, he's a very good player. So a little bit of a punt there on him coming back good. Another punt on Will Stewart coming back to full fitness. I know he's back playing, but in the autumn internationals last year, he was looking really good. So I'm hoping he's getting back to that. So that front row maybe has a chance. In the second row, we are a bit light. Maro Itoje at his best is still one of our best second rows. I'm not sure he's where he used to be in the past, but still I think he is our best four. At 5, if Ollie Chesham can get fit from that horrible ankle injury, then he definitely starts at 5. If he doesn't get fit, then I think Dave Ribbons is the man there. Then in the back row, I think we have to go for it in the back row. It wasn't really looking dynamic enough. It wasn't looking up to par of the French and the Irish. So could this be a back row to take on the best in the world? Tom Pearson straight into that squad and straight into the starting team at 6. I know he can play other positions as well, but I want Tom Curry to play 7. If Tom Curry is at his best, he is a world-class player, no matter what anyone says, definitely. And the guy I want on the bench is Jack Willis, who I think showed could step up to the top level as well. We're a little bit light in 8 cover, but Zach Mercer is my man starting at 8. I don't think Alex Dombrandt is going to be one of the best in the world. If we went back to Billy Vunipola, he's just a bit too slow. I think that's a retrograde step. So I think we have to take a chance on Zach Mercer coming up with the goods, and then someone like Tom Curry or Tom Pearson may need to cover 8, but it's a little bit of a chance. But those are the guys I think could get it done at the top level. Into the half-backs, and at scrum half, I think you make the change. Alex Mitchell starting. Jack van Poortvliet's been getting all the starts for England and hasn't quite cut the mustard yet. And on the bench, I want a similar player. So Harry Randall's the man. 2 very quick scrum halves, getting that ball away quickly, getting to the rucks quickly. At 10, I think we stick with Owen Farrell. I don't think he's perfect, but I think if he kicks his goals, if he tackles hard, I think he is the best option we've got. Smith, I just don't think his defence is quite good enough to start. And George Ford, I just need to see more of him to really take a risk on him at the moment. Marcus Smith then takes that bench spot, or I think it's very close though with George Ford. I'll take an argument either way there, but certainly he could come on and speed a game up potentially. In the centres, this has been really, really tricky. But you need a centre combo, in my eyes, that scares the opposition defence. And Slade at 13 doesn't really scare the opposition defence. So I'm taking a chance on Manu Tuolangi staying fit. I know I'm not entirely happy with that, but I think Tuolangi and Ollie Lawrence could be a dangerous enough midfield to scare those top-level oppositions. On the wing, I think Anthony Watson definitely starts. He's really getting back to his best, which is brilliant news. Can do a bit of everything. Great feet, of course. Good high ball, good kicking. Would cover fullback as well in this team. On the other wing, I think we need to take a chance on one of the youngsters, give them a good run of games. Ollie Hassel-Collins, I think, has got loads of ability. I think he is quick enough. A lot of people said he wasn't quite quick enough at international level. I think he is, but he needs to get a run of games maybe, or Tommy Freeman. But in this team, I'm putting Henry Arundel in there to give him that run of games, to get that confidence, to really show what he can do. Freddie Stewart, we know he's got some drawbacks. He's not the quickest one-on-one at the back, but what you do get can be very good. High ball kicking, hitting straight hard lines or cutting in or as a decoy. He can be very useful, so I think you would lose more than you'd gain if you got rid of him. Now on the bench, let's talk about some players I haven't mentioned. I think the hooker has to be an impact hooker, and I'm taking a chance on Harry Thacker. He's in his prime, he's playing great, and he is an impact hooker. A little bit smaller, but I think he can absolutely mix it with the best. It's a bit of a chance, but let me know if you think it's worth taking. At tight head, Kyle Sinclair could be a really good impact player if maybe he slims down a bit, gets that athletic ability back. Maybe he's bulked up a bit too much, I don't know. But getting that magic back, he could have a good impact off the bench. Courtney Laws, I think, is a brilliant option on the bench, covering second row and blind side. Maybe Joe Launchbury could come back into the conversation, but a fully fit Courtney Laws fits the bill perfectly for me. I've mentioned Jack Willis and Randall and Smith. And then on the bench, because we have Watson covering fullback and Farrell can cover centres if needs be, not ideally. But I take another exciting player on the bench, maybe Ollie Hassel-Collins, really giving him that game time, getting him in there as an impact back three. So let me know what you think of my team. Is it good enough to take on the best in the world? Is it too much of a chance? Do I need to go a little bit safer with my selection? Okay, finally, there's my team. I think I'm happy with it. Sure, I'm taking a chance, but I think England have to take chances considering where they were at the end of the Six Nations. And do send me in those funny, those amusing rugby stories to rugbyanalyst@mail.com and let me know if you'd be happy to come on a video call, because I think that could be awesome. Anyway, all those comments below, and I'll catch you next time.